On TVC News. I am Abosedi Adeniraduremi. Today on the program, we are talking party politics. Yesterday, the Federal High Court, Abuja, affirmed the Nnamdi Usman-led caretaker committee as the legitimate leadership of the Labour Party. Now, Justice Peter Lifu based his ruling on a Supreme Court judgment delivered on the 4th of April, which recognized Nnamdi Usman as the valid leader of the party. And in her first interview after that court victory, Nnamdi Usman expressed her belief that court order has brought an end to the crisis in the Labour Party. She was speaking on TVC Media News and asked all members to come together to strengthen the party ahead of future elections. Meanwhile, in a swift reaction, the Julius Abure faction of the Labour Party announced its decision to appeal that judgment of the Federal High Court. For the National Publicity Secretary, Obi, the judgment is a clear contradiction against the Supreme Court judgment, which clearly stated that no court has the power to appoint leadership for any political party, and that leadership issue is an internal affairs of the political party. Now, he said further that the court refused the faction the opportunity to respond to issues raised in the counter affidavit filed by other parties and quickly adjourned for judgment. The Abure faction appealed to members to remain calm, as the leadership will do everything within the laws to ensure that justice is served for the interest of the party. Joining me in the studio to discuss the matter this morning is Abayomi Arabambi. He is National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party. Would it be National Vice Chairman Southwest of the Labour Party? Oh, so that's a promotion of sorts.
Yes.
All right, because I was actually going to ask you, how many publicity secretaries you have in your party?
National Vice Chairman.
But here we are. But then you should be the second National Vice Chairman, because I'm sure there's a National Vice Chairman on the other side too.
No, National Vice Chairman Southwest. We have 6 for each geopolitical zone.
Well, I quite understand your point, but now that you seem to have factions in your party, would it be correct to call you factional National Vice Chairman Southwest of the Labour Party?
We do not have factions.
You don't have factions?
Yes, that is why, I came with the purported judgment, that they claim, though we have not seen the CTC. It was one of the obedient lawyer, that said, I was in the court. The judge said this. The judge said Supreme Court affirmed Nnamdi as the national chairman of Labour Party. It was also the same person that said Supreme Court declared that the tenure of Abure has expired. Maybe until when we see the CTC, we will know where to go. But I am here before Nigerians. This is the certified copy of the Supreme Court judgment that I'm showing Nigeria now. And I want to call on the NBA. The purported lawyer, that made the announcement that Supreme Court said this, should, in case, once we have the CTC and it is not there, it should be punished. It should be punished because...
If what is not there, what is the clause of...
No, he claimed, there are certain statements he said the judge made, which I know no judge of the Federal Court will review the judgment of Supreme Court, one, and we now committed an act of perjury or forgery to judgment of the Supreme Court. I know no judge will ever do that. But we know it, in the antecedent of most of disobedience, all manner of false claim, even during the 2023 presidential tribunal, you see them publishing the names, photograph of judges, something they don't understand, you just see them peddling all manner of rumors. But having said that, he said... But
wait, were you in the courtroom when the judgment was being delivered?
No. You were not there. Just like we said, the judge just decided to close cases and said, he want to adjourn for judgment. But we want to see if truly the judge said this Supreme Court affirmed Nnamdi in this judgment of April 4th, and the Supreme Court said Abure tenure has expired. If we should find it there, then the EFCC, the Nigerian police, and the ICPC, they need a lot of work to do on the art of perjury, because nobody is above the law in this country to have changed, what is written down in the judgment of the Supreme Court, but we have not seen it. It's only that lawyer that said, oh, this was what is it. But meanwhile, Nenadi appealed on this same matter before the Court of Appeal. And let me tell Nigerians, the 3 issues she want the court to determine for her. Number 1 was whether Judge Omotosho was right to have declared Aburi, to have pronounced Aburi as national chairman of Labour Party. Because she claimed via a lawyer that a court lacked jurisdiction to make pronouncement.
So before you proceed, Mr. Arabambi, on whose side are you? On what faction are you this time?
No, I think
faction, Julius Abule. We need to establish that because you are coming as a stakeholder of the Labour Party.
No.
I need to understand that point so that what you are saying will be clear.
Is a member of ADC. No, he's not a member of Labour Party. Julius Abule remained the substantive national chairman of Labour Party.
Is that what the court said yesterday?
No, I said Julius Abure remained the substantive national chairman of Labour Party. So
in what capacity? No. As declared by who or by what?
No, that's what we are saying. We are not in the court. We want to see the CTC. That is not the final court. I don't know why she is hallucinating yesterday that, the court has brought the matter, to the end. When she herself went to federal court, went to Court of Appeal, went to Supreme Court. I don't know why, she and her team was of the opinion that, Justice Lifu is not the final bidder in Nigeria. I mean, that is somehow funny. We are not going to take that, from here. It's just, a federal court judgment that was delivered yesterday, which we are going to file an appeal and motion for stay of execution. In fact, it is being done right away. But the most important thing that we need to clear before Nigerians is this. The Supreme Court, never, it is here. And I'm saying this in under oath before the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. I'm saying this thing under oath before the office of the Attorney General of the Federation. I am also saying this thing under oath before the Inspector General of Police. If there is anything that is here, is what I'm going to read. But they find out that I have said anything that is not here, I want those 3 agencies to prosecute me for perjury and forgery. But if we collect the CTC and anybody, no matter how the place, inserted that clause that the Supreme Court said tenure of Abure has expired, or the Supreme Court, delivered judgment affirming Nenadi, that person should also be prosecuted. We are all equal before the law. Nobody is above the law, and nobody should blame the president or anybody that anybody is being witch-hunted. I want to state that clear. That for very clear, because all of us went to school. Nobody will not be turning letter T as letter L for us.
So in a nutshell, Mr. Arabambi, yes, what are you saying about the judgment delivered yesterday?
That judgment, as far as we are concerned, is not a judgment, because number 1, it is only in Nigeria that for the first time Supreme Court adjudicated on the matter and the federal court judge now sat on it. So Justice Peter Lifu is above Justice Okoro of the Justice of the Supreme Court, Elimore Keji Ogumiju, Justice Daniel Abubakar, Haruna Simon Tisnawani, and Mohammed Baba Idris. For the first time, they have decided, to now superintend over the affairs of Supreme Court in Nigeria. We have seen that happening in federal court, and I know that NJC, they are still going to have a very good time with us. So what happened yesterday, for us, it is their own judgment, but we will go to Court of Appeal, and that matter will be trashed into the dustbin of history, because never can anybody falsify what is not in the judgment of Supreme Court. This is the certified true copy, stamped. It is not photocopy, stamped, and that is what I want to read.
But
now,
okay, so what part do you want to read now? What does it say?
Now,
because already Nenadi Usman has accepted the judgment. As a matter of fact, she's called on loyalists of the party to remain calm in the face of what is happening.
No, she can accept it. She failed to accept the first line, 3 lines, of the Federal Court, Court of Appeal, and Supreme Court, herself, Peter Obi, and their sponsor, Governor Alesoti. But let's make it very clear. She asked for 3 issues to be determined. 1, having determined that the substantive claim and relief in this suit is the subject of leadership of the first respondent, that is Labour Party, over which a court has no jurisdiction. Those are the things she's asking the court. And same not being justiciable. That is one. Whether the decision of ratio decidency in appeal number CAABJ-CV 1172-2024, Labour Party vs. Jola Ebisheni and other determine the subject of leadership, national chairman. And three, whether determination of the court below that the trust of instance suit, that is to say, substantive issue in this suit is the subject of national leadership, whether court can rely on that to make pronouncement. And in page 48, the judges said in the final analysis, we find this appeal to be meritorious and is hereby allowed. That is her appeal. And what are the appeal? She was only asking for constitutional interpretation or whether court has jurisdiction to pronounce anybody as national chairman. This is what happened. We were before Judge Omotosho, who said he has no jurisdiction, but one extra mile to now pronounce Abure as national chairman. Then she now came in as a joiner. She was not pleased. She went to Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal also threw her matter out. But Supreme Court said no. Both you, the Federal Court, you, the Court of Appeal, and even with the Supreme Court, we lack jurisdiction to determine issue of leadership. And that was why Abure's name remained. Do not forget, the convention was orchestrated by Peter Obi and Governor Lesotho in Nasaba when they extended the tenure of the Executive Council. It was 3 months to the expiration that convention was held. And there was no pre-election matter on that convention, neither there was any post-election matter on that convention. It became statute bar was why all of them were running around the entire court to now get judgment. When they now failed the Supreme Court, they approached Justice Omotosho Court. We have the CTC. This matter of yesterday was first of all brought before Justice Omotosho. They will do it. We have the copy. For Nigerians to know the kind of people that said they want to govern, they will do that matter. They now sleepwalk into Justice Peter Lifu, who, in his own opinion, deny us, fair hearing, which we know the essence of what they call fair hearing. If it will not fly in the Court of Appeal. When
you say you were denied fair hearing, yes. How do you mean?
Our PO was not taken because the judge knew that by our PO, all we wanted to tell him was that, look, my lord, you lack jurisdiction. This matter of leadership is not justiciable. You cannot sit over it as it has been pronounced. And it's not only in the issue of Labour Party. In the issue of PDP, even as we speak, the court is still ordering PDP to go back to Damagun and their national secretary, Anyanwu.
Well, Mr. Arabambi, is this not you heaping the blame on the judiciary over the party's inability to put your house in order?
No. You see, it is not a question of we trying to put our house in order. The problem we have is that why they are gunning for the soul of Labour Party was not because of presidential election, and which we do not want them to use our party for any form of political insurrection.
Why were they gunning for the soul of your party?
Yes.
And who are these people gunning for the soul of your party?
Mr. Peter Obi, Governor Lesotho, Victor Ume, and I will tell you their political trajectory.
But did they not work for and with the Labour Party in the last general election?
No, I am coming. These are people that were hetero members of APGA. The former governor, Willie Obiano, sent them packing, with a penalty kick without goalkeeper. They ran. Governor Lesotho are contested under 3 political parties. Obi went to PDP, he came to Labour. And after that election, which he was the architect of our misery, he was the one that rigged us out, but they put the whole blame on INEC, on the judiciary, and on the president elect that time, who is now our president of Nigeria. Those are the people they put the blame on. When they are unable to achieve their aim, we fought them vigorously and said, look, our party cannot be a regional party. We do not want our party, to be making statements, demarketing Nigeria. Simply because you want, you wanted power. You have never seen anything good in Nigeria. You have never seen anything good in your president. And let me digress a little. Look at what Trump is doing in America today. How many former presidents, whether right or wrong, how many American citizens have you seen coming out to say, Mr. Trump, be impeached? Mr. Trump, America is this, America is that. No, because they took their country first. But it's only the people of Labour Party that will go to US. They will go and be telling them that, oh, in Nigeria, drug lawyers are president when they have no facts. They will be the ones that will be demarcating our country that we are not good. So these are the reasons why we do not want such characters in our party, and they have ported themselves to ADC before the Justice Lima, Lifu judgment that now made them to do a turnaround that will be fair to collect ADC card, and he is now planning to come back to Labour Party, which we are going to resist. So
with your knowledge of Mr. Obi's antecedent, as you've put it, and the other key players, why did you receive them with open arms pre-2023 election? You see, when a husband and wife get married, you now get used to yourself. There might be some fiction, there might be some fact. You might not know your husband is bedwetting until when you now get married. Because once the bedwet is going to kill himself before you ask his wife to come. So that is the problem. We don't know that these people are nothing but enemy of Nigeria until after that election, that they were telling us that, oh, let us make Nigeria ungovernable. Let us do this. Let us, damage the name of the judiciary. Let us go and publish all their name that they are this, threatening the family, the children, the wife of judges of the Supreme Court. Then, those are the reasons why we say, okay, I think we have to part ways. And when you look at their trajectory, that is exactly what they are doing. Because when you have a man who did not see anything good in his country, that man needs to be watched. But they gave your party quite a great show, a great showing. No, we, not him, because there have been so many elections. There have been so many obstacles. You mean they didn't have any significant impact on your outing in the elections, 2023 elections? See, our party was just, a child of circumstances when Peter Obi came. Because of what? There are issues in Nigeria over the way the former president governed our country, especially the NSAS, and the way, he can't do it. They were tired of the APC, they were tired of the PDP, and we are the only third force, that they wanted to do business with. And when Peter Obi came, the whole thing gathered momentum, and he never prepared to run for presidency, honestly, because we were warned by Governor Charles Oludo in his letter that this, my brother, is a businessman. Don't trust him. We didn't listen then, and we thought, oh, maybe just one of these heresy, hearsay, until when, the whole thing came back, to us. So it wasn't as if, we were sleepwalking when they came. We didn't know them well, but when that marriage was consummated, that is when we now know those that are bedwetting. And we now decided that, no, you cannot spoil our mattress. Please, go back to where you are coming from. So as it stands now, you're saying that Nenadi Usman is not a member of your party? Yes. Is that what you're saying? But now she's been declared the leader of your party. Now, I said, there's something they said there that the court said Barrister Julius Abore's tenure has expired. This is the judgment. They said in summary, both the trial court and the court below, that is the federal court, and the court below, Supreme Court, that is the court of appeal, has no jurisdiction to entertain the suit. They don't have any jurisdiction. Consequent upon the foregoing, the decision of both the trial court and the court below recognizing Abure as national chairman of the federal government is hereby set aside, because they were the ones that made that pronouncement aside the convention that have made Abure national chairman. And even that issue of leadership was brought in by Nenadi when he seek an application for a joiner before Judge Omotosho. Now, this is how they now ended it. Before I am done, that is what the judge said. He said, before I am done, may I admonish political parties and their members. This suit was only Labour Party. We do not have PDP, we do not have ADC, we didn't have APC. So what's the admonition? The admonition was to political party, because you see, in the body of the argument, they canvassed that the tenure of Julius Abure has expired. We countered them that no, the tenure has expired. They were the one that extended it by 1 year, and when it was 9 months, the tenure was 9 months, they went to do convention, which Governor Lesotho, deputy governor, should pretend
as the chairman of the convention committee. Governor Lesotho was the one that sponsored that convention. Until when Obi, in his own mindset, a mindset to control the market in Nigeria, went to convince Lesotho that join me in this fight, let's put these people away so that we can have in Nigeria where there will be no order, where there will not be, any good thing that will happen to this country.
So, Mr. Arabambi,
I'm coming, man. So this is what the judge says, and let me be very frank with you. To my Lord, there is something in law that they call ratio decidency, which is the rationale, the fulcrum of the reason why a judgment is given. But obiter dictum is not a judgment. They are side comment of the judge, and I'm going to make an example. A judge can look at husband and wife in the courtroom. Oh, you want to divorce yourself? Oh, I will have advised you that, okay, if you want to divorce yourself, no problem, but let me advise husband and wife elsewhere. You wife, you can be giving your husband money evening, night, and in the midnight. And your husband always hug your wife 4 times a day. It is not binding. It is not part of the judgment. Then when a judge will pronounce to a husband, you cannot divorce this woman. You must hug her 7 times a day. That means that one is a judgment that if the man is not happy, you cannot go and appeal. But the ratio decidency is about what she was asking, whether court has the capacity to pronounce anybody a national chairman. But what the judge says here is what they call obiter dictum, because the lawyers are there, they all listen to me. It is what they now claim that the judge yesterday said the Supreme Court said tenure of Abure has expired. So we just want to have the CTC.
All right, now back to that issue of whether or not the Julius Abure the led executive tenure had expired. This tenure was meant to expire when originally? June 2024?
No.
When? When was it meant to expire?
No, the something was, yeah.
June 2024, and then the convention held in March, yes, less than 3 months to the expiration. So whether or not it held at that time, it's more than a year past June 2024. So has the tenure still not expired, or no, what is happening?
Convention.
Okay, Mr. Arabambi, we need to take a break quickly. National Vice Chairman Southwest of the Labour Party, and that party is in the news now with comments coming from different sides. Our phone lines are open. You can call in to let us know what you think about what we are discussing and how this matter affects you as an individual. So, Mr. Arabambi, back to the issue. Before we went on break, we were talking about whether or not, because so many months have passed now, more than a year, almost 2 years have passed. Are we still going to say that Julius Abure remains the national chairman of the Labour Party?
Yeah, as it is by the judgment of the Supreme Court, which is final. Because if court said Federal Court, Court of Appeal, now has no jurisdiction over party leadership, and the same thing was repeated in Anyanwu versus Ode, Damagun versus Anyanwu, the PDP fracas. The Supreme Court maintained their stand that we are sorry, we cannot delve into the issue of party leadership. Go to your NWC, go to your neck, But our worry is that what that lawyer says, that's why I said we know him, so that at least once we had the
Which lawyer are we talking about?
No, there one lawyer, whether in Airbank or something, was the one that, sent that news that, I was in the court, the judge has just affirmed Nenadi. The judge said the Supreme Court affirmed Nenadi as national chairman, and also the Supreme Court said Abure tenure has expired. I mean, the Federal Court said Abure tenure has expired. That is what we have in the, and that was what, all the news peak. But our own concern now is that we have the CTC, which what I just read to the public now.
This CTC is for the Supreme Court judgment of April 4.
Yes, upon which all courts are binded now. Now, even the INEC presidential objection was not taken because the INEC, INEC will find money in the SDP matter when Supreme Court warned them that don't ever somersault yourself into issue of internal affairs of political party over the issue of who is their national chairman. INEC was supporting, one person, but Supreme Court now hit them hard and find their lawyer that you must go and pay money so that next time you will not come, and just be disturbing the peace of the judiciary. So yesterday, that was what the man said, the judge said, we don't know. But that's why I came here, that I am under oath. If we find anything forged in this judgment by anybody, I don't want anybody to point a finger at the president. Because everything anybody commit is Tinubu. It is not Tinubu. I am only saying, my name is Dr. Arabambi. I am from Owu in Abeokuta. If anything, no matter any place, I will petition the NJC, I will petition the EFCC, I will petition the Inspector General of Police, I don't want anybody to say it is anybody that is sponsoring them, because once anything is forged from here to arrive at that judgment, Nigeria, we don't even mind to petition the US so that what happened in Venezuela can happen to anybody in Nigeria.
We have a caller, Joshua, calling from Irewolide in Ogun State. Joshua, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Your guest. I think your guest is making some serious statements there that we need to listen to him to understand what he's saying. Because when the lawyer came out and announced yesterday that the judge had made some pronouncements, I mean, everybody followed what the lawyer said. I thought that court judgments are based on the citizenry of the judgment, right? The lawyer just said, this is what the judge said. Is it the lawyer that should announce the judgment, or we should actually have a citizen copy of that judgment to know exactly what the judgment is saying? So, and again, we should also look at what your guest is saying there. If they are going on an appeal, then the status quo remains, right? There's still an appeal. Because the way the lawyer said it yesterday, it looks like it was a final statement that could not be appealed again. I'm surprised that now the Abure part of the team are saying that they are going on an appeal, meaning that there's still an unresolved issue on that matter. So what is that unresolved issue? We need to understand it to be able to follow through and make sense out of what is going on here. Because lawyers will talk to favor themselves if he's the one that took the matter to court. And the man there is also saying there was no fair hearing in that case. And I asked myself yesterday, why would the lower court review the judgment of the Supreme Court? You see, when things of this judiciary and other arms of government are being discussed, I think we should separate the line from politics. That was what I was talking about on Rivers State, that, okay, this arm of government has a separate function they are performing, and the governor should allow them to perform their function. If the governor is not allowing them, that is not a political issue, it's a constitutional matter. So when we are dealing with issues that borders on court, then we should follow it through. Where is the judgment that said Abure had been suspended? Where is the judgment that said, oh, okay, this party or part of the group has been affirmed as the leadership of the Labour Party? We need to get into the nitty-gritty of the matter so that it doesn't become a...
Thank you very much, Joshua, for sharing your thoughts with us. So Joshua was asking a critical question. What is the unresolved issue in this matter?
The unresolved issue is that the Supreme Court of Nigeria on April 4th stated clearly that Federal High Court, Court of Appeal, even themselves lack jurisdiction to entertain issue of issue of leadership. It is strictly internal affair of the party, and it is not justiciable. That you cannot bring it for education before any court. Rather, go back, to your line. The problem there was that they sleepwalk while our convention was ongoing. They didn't know what to do until when it started back, because in a pre-election, you have 14 days. Section 285. You have 14 days to, file, to go to court if you are not contented, with result of, a convention. So once they have done that, like I put it to Governor Alesoti, he was the one that sponsored that convention in Nnewi in September. And after that, it's gone. Until that was when Mr. Peter Obi now, maneuvered himself over him to say, no, join me in this fight. And they also incorporated, the NSC president who doesn't have any business with Labour Party.
We have a caller. Yes, we'll get to that issue. I know you really want to show us something there. George is calling from Ikeja in Lagos. Good morning, George. Welcome.
Hello, madam. Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you, George. Good morning, sir.
Okay, good morning. Please, I'm making an appeal to the Chief Justice of Nigeria. We're getting tired of this confusion that comes from the judiciary. The Supreme Court rules on a case, and everybody now says this is how the Supreme Court is the final court in our land. Then on the same case again, the High Court comes to give a contrary judgment. Which one do we believe? This judgment that was given by the Supreme Court bordering on who is who in Labour Party, that was what made Peter Obi to move away from the party to another party. He saw that there is no way, the way he wants it is not going to be like that. It looks like there were several court cases on the same matter. But as soon as the Supreme Court has pronounced a judgment on it in any aspect, then that should be the end. We are making mockery of our judicial system. This is the way I'm saying it. The CJN should please help the country to revamp our judicial system so that we don't become mocked, by other countries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, George, for your contribution. All right, you were making a point before we took that call.
Yes, I said, John, the question the first caller asked, it is unheard of that justices of the Supreme Court, 5 of them, declared that no court, whether federal, whether state high court, whether court of appeal, or any other court, even include themselves, must not sit over leadership matter. They approach Judge Omotosho Court. We have the citizen. When we got in and we filed a preliminary objection, they withdrew. I put it to them, if I'm lying, they should write petition. Until when they now go to Justice Peter Lifu, who, as we don't know, maybe the CTC is going to read the board based on what that lawyer said yesterday, and based on what Nenadi was on your station, I think in Abuja, to say, oh, it's a visit for democracy. In fact, this is the first time I am seeing any obedience commending judicial system. This is the first time, probably because, they thought, oh, this is the final arbiter. Please, madam, federal court is not the final arbiter, the judicial matter. We are still going to Court of Appeal, and we still go to Supreme Court.
We have a caller now.
Yes.
Tony is calling from Lagos. Good morning, Tony. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome to the program, Tony.
Yes, good morning, my dear. Good morning. This is Chief Tony.
Let's have a
Please,
contribution.
I really want to beg Nigeria. The way we go about things in this country is not good. The Supreme Court did not ask us, politicians or whoever, that when they give their laws, that Nigeria will now delve into anarchy. They said we the courts, we cannot. But what are the politicians doing? Why are they always sitting in the politics? You asked me a question. You said, Julius Abure's tenure, when was it to elapse? Which has ended 1 year. And why is he still holding grip of that position? We should better do things right. Why do we create problems? Hit up the politics for nothing just sake. So please, Mr. Arabambi, we know you. You've always been on the air. Please, why don't you people go out of this media? Go and solve your problem. People know how to solve this problem. All these things you people are telling, it doesn't make any sense. Please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tony, for talking to us. So, Mr. Arabambi,
I need to correct that impression. Hello, sir.
Please speak.
Yes, the tenure has not expired. the tenure of Abure is he has 3 months before the expiration that we now went into convention. That convention, like I said, there was no pre-election against it, and there was no post-election against it until when it became statute bar. It was because it was statute bar that they proceeded to federal court against us, upon which the Supreme Court now says, issue of party leadership is not justiciable. We were not the one that distilled it. It was Nenadi and his team of lawyers that were talking about what they called issue of ratio decidency. It's part of the issue too. They said whether the decision of ratio decidency in their P number. Ratio decidency is what we call the reasons that form the basis of the judgment of the court. We must not begin to manipulate issues. Obiter dictum is just an hypothetical, comment of a judge. Like I said, a judge can, like just in the case of 2 people fighting over land now, because I don't want to go into where women will come after me now. Now, if you are fighting over 2 land, a judge can say, oh, you brother, you can cultivate on this land now. Is what you call obiter dicta. But if a judge now say, oh, it is Mr. Austin that should take 1.5 plot, while his brother, Mr. Sunday, should take half a plot, he can now say, okay, maybe as ADR, or that dispute resolution. But you two, you can cohabit as a family. Right, it is not a license for Sunday now to think, oh, we can share it equally. It is just an advice. Okay, the judge advised political parties, not Abure. The judge was not advising Abure.
Right, let's speak with the caller now. Bobby is calling from Jalingo. Good morning, Bobby. Welcome to the program.
Hello.
Good morning, Bobby. Let's have your contribution, please.
Yeah, good morning, Abosede. I think I actually listened to all of your topic this morning. If I can give one special advice, I don't think it should be everything about politics that should be discussed on TV. Politics or parties are actually internal things that can be resolved in within themselves. And let's be frank to ourselves. All these things are for personal gains. I wonder why your guest is just fuming about this thing. They should go back and settle this thing in within themselves, in within their party structure, instead of bringing it out to the media. And I would suggest that you people at TVC or any other media stations should stop entertaining all this kind of quarrels in within the party, because they are not doing this thing for the sake of Nigeria. They are doing it for the sake of their personal gains and their personal pockets alone. Nobody among them is doing this thing for the gains of Nigeria. We should just be straight to ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bobby. We wish you a wonderful day as well. Well, eventually I'm going to ask you what you think the way forward on this matter is. But before that, you've been trying to make a difference between the actual pronouncement of the judge and the admonition of the judge. So what exactly is that admonition that the judge gave that you are saying that, the Nenadi team are holding on to? Yeah,
I said, after the judgment, which is the ratio decidency, to Mr. the man that just called us now, the judge now said, before I'm done, may I political parties. So
what is the admonition?
And their members to endeavor to always allow their constitution, rules, regulations, and guidelines to guide them in choosing their officers as well as their candidates. So now, in our constitution, we do not have caretaker. Only the national chairman and secretary can call NEC meeting, can call NWC meeting. It's even in the Electoral Act, section 222, that said, when you want to do primary or convention or something, you must give INEC notice 21 days, and that notice must be signed by national chairman and our secretary. But they said, so far, it said, failure of you, of that party, to notify INEC, to give them that 21 days, it said, shall render the outcome of the convention, of the primary or meeting null and void. Shall. Supreme Court said that shall is binding. You do not have any option. So what the court said there is that go back to your internal affairs of the party and resolve your matter. So does that same constitution of your party now, does it now empower you, the Julius Abure-led leadership, to continue in passing it? Like no, to just continue on non-stop? No. There was a convention now that has given Abure another 4 years. You understand? You know, most of the people were not there when he became chairman in 2021. They were not there. This is just 2025. That is the problem. This is just 2025. They were not there in Edo, in Benin. When we went for our NEC, when our chairman died in December 2020, we now have to go to Edo in March to announce, to change, the leadership. He became the national chairman, while Alhaji Farouk was our national vice chairman, Northwest. He now became the national secretary. A lot of them are not following a political trajectory. They just came and thought we are like APGA or PDP, that they can just come and bamboozle. So Abure tenure started, the new one started from the convention, that is second term, which our party allow. You can only go for maximum of 2 terms or 4 years each. So he has just started the second term. That's what the people from the other side are now saying, no, we don't want you to go. Come and hand over to somebody. And we ask, what is their pedigree? To now ask chairman of a party. And let me open up on something here. When Obi and Peter Obi were in APGA, it was that same Ume that accused Obi that is a political terrorist when they want to remove him. So Obi ran to PDP. At the end of the day, Obianosi pursued Peter Obi out of, he was their senator. They made sure he didn't have another ticket. They sent him out, and that was why he came to Labour Party. So their trajectory is there. Wherever they are just like people who just want to, mission to conquest. They want to conquer you at all cost, because not that they have any mission to govern, but a mission to cause political insurrection and destabilize Nigeria. That is the mission they have. And we are not going to agree to that. They can go and form their party. At least,
so you're saying the Labour Party is like a dump site for all sorts of...
No, that is what we are trying to avoid now. We do not want, most of the people that doesn't have the love of Nigeria.
But you have used their pedigree to some extent. Mr. Arabambi, let's have this caller.
They use our own pedigree. They use our pedigree.
Good morning, Ade. Thank you for joining us.
You heard me for 10 minutes.
Apologies. Apologies.
Dr. Arabambi, please, I want to ask you a question.
I'm here.
Let's assume there's a great party. We have great party here. Let's assume there's a great party in Nigeria. And somebody wake up tomorrow and said he's the chairman of the great party. And the other one said, no, we are not the chairman. We already have chairman. So you are telling us now that the Supreme Court will not entertain the case. Is that what you are saying? The Supreme Court will never say, don't bring party leadership to the Supreme Court. No. What they say is about that case in particular. So telling the whole world that Supreme Court say any leadership, don't bring it depends. So you don't just say, they will say, I don't believe in that. So if somebody will come to and say, I'm APC chairman, and they drag me to appeal court, are you saying Supreme Court will not entertain it? Abure time has expired. It's not by force to be a leader of a party. I'm APC, I don't belong to your party. But don't say that, don't say that to us. Everybody, you might say, everybody went to school. So that's my own.
Thank you very much, Ade, for sharing your
May I ask him, who says Abure tenure has expired? Peter Obi, Alesoti, Victor Ume, or Nenadi Usman? Because we need to know whether they are law to themselves or they are also subjective to the law of the land.
But if you look at it primarily, yes, that June is past, Mr. Arabambi. I know you've mentioned the fact that, yes, another national convention has held, and
let me tell you, the APC currently on ground, they have extended the NEC executive. This NEC, they have extended it by 3 times. This
are there factions within the party?
No, whether faction or not, we are talking about the law because their constitution permitted it. Our constitution permitted it. And our constitution is an offshoot of the Nigerian constitution. See, we are not going to bow down to people because they have money.
And then it would seem like it's also the admonition of the court that you should go and settle your matter in-house. And that is one thing that this party you're talking about appears to have done successfully.
No. Nobody should come and tell us that one. It is not part of the judgment. Lawyers should not think, you see, all of us are not Dundee United. Once in law, Supreme Court define what is racial descendancy. It's this court that decided, that on their own said this is what they call obiter dictum. So lawyers, somebody should not just come and tell them that, oh, I'm the governor. It is the obiter dictum that is now the law. Our own is this. I pray the judge, Peter Lifu, will insert in his judgment that the Supreme Court affirmed Nanadi. I pray he will say, Supreme Court said 10 of Abure has expired. This is the 48 pages. We will now proceed before the EFCC. We will proceed before even other than court. We will now go to the NJC to go and lodge a complaint. So the people that are saying, oh, Abdul tenure has expired, you will now come and defend yourself because they want to make this country lawless.
The rate at
and we are not going to accept it.
We have Okora for calling from Arochukwu. Mazi, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Nigeria. You see, the court has said 80 to on. It is now left for the political party to do the needful. Because I've seen nothing whereby one man will sit down and be terrorizing a party. Only one group of people and go and carry all these kangaroo people gathering themselves. Okay, I don't know. What is wrong with Abu? That's what I'm saying. Politicians should leave all these offices. They don't take the politics as if it is their own trade. Because they are taking it as an occupation. If they are taking this politics as a vocation, Abu will not be doing what he said. Look at how he's made so many people living labor. What is wrong with Abu? I'm just begging Abu, please, my brother Abu, step aside and allow the party to do the needful. God has decided, let the court, the needful be happen. Good morning, Mazi Okorafo from Arochukwu.
Thank you for talking to us, Mazi Okorafo. The rate at which your party is going, Mr. Arabambi, well, I'm thinking, how ready are you for the next general elections? Because you seem to be battling a lot of internal issues and you don't seem to be ready to put your house in order.
Now, the point is this, the man that said if they have any other thing doing, Obi should leave our party if he has any other business. The Nadius man can also leave. And let me expose something here. Most of all those senators you see, most of those House of Rep, when we are doing their substitution primary, some of them cannot afford. I have said it, oh, if they dare me, I will go and bring record out. They don't have money for flight. So don't tell me those are the people that have what they are doing. You cannot come, they will give you light. Especially look at the senator in Abuja. It cost her, that senatorial seat cost her $500,000. Mrs. Retikejigbe, if you want to dare me, we will bring out the record. It cost her just 500,000. That was a woman who is calling about a criminal now. You see, we need to be very factual. Why did Obiano send Obi packing from Abga? I want to ask that as well. I mean, Arochukwu, you know that question. Why did Victor Ume left Abga and come to Labour Party? It is the conquest mission that, oh, we are the best. They are not the best for us. They are not the best. Because in our election, let me tell you what happened. What most of you are hiding. Out of 189,000 polling units, Peter Obi himself formed, Aisha Yusufu to be the people uploading the name of our agent. They excluded 53,000 polling units. And when they went to court, they were challenging the judiciary, challenging INEC that it is not their fault. Whose fault? You are supposed to upload all the name of your agent. Do you know that all the votes in those 53,000 polling units were not accounted for Labour Party? How do you now go ahead and now be pasting the photograph of Justice of Supreme Court? Rather than for them to come out that, oh, we made a mistake. It wasn't Tinubu that rigged. It wasn't Daniel that rigged. It was not the judiciary that rigged. We made a mistake. They sold a dummy to a lot of people and they took it Uglan and Sika. We do not belong to that category. And Lesotho is not the best as far as we are concerned. Obi is not the best. It might be the best to some people. It's not the best for us. For us, what the Supreme Court said is simple. Abure tenure has not expired. Because even within tenure, I just stated it, that APC has extended their tenure by 3 times. 3 times. You know who started it. This man was elected in the Congress. That's Omichore and Adamu. They have left. Another person came, Malabunu or something. That one had left. They brought Ganduje. Ganduje left. Now another person is there. What are you telling me? That is the line of constitution. A party can extend the tenure of the national committee. So you people should not just come and dabble into a Labour Party. Go back to wherever you are coming from. We will remain there. We will fight this cause. We don't believe there's any good thing for Nigeria other than for them to be demarketing, and Labour Party is not going to be for that. We will them well in ABGA or ADC. They should go back to ABGA or ADC, but not Labour Party.
You still did not answer that question about your party's readiness for the next election, but there isn't time for that because these internal squabbles are a lot, and I'm just wondering how you're able to fix them, have candidates in future elections, and hope to win those elections. Abayomi Arabambi has been my guest. He is National Vice Chairman Southwest of the Labour Party. Thank you very much for your time on the program.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Okay, good morning.
Well, that I show